Hi everyone! Welcome to my very first travel vlog. I'm so excited to share our East Coast adventure with you, so let's get started. On our first day, we drove all the way from Ottawa to New Brunswick and spent the night in a yurt at Fundy National Park. We actually got lost along the way, so it turned into a full day on the road. Thank goodness for Google Maps helping us finally get there. The next morning, we went to see the famous Hopewell Rocks in New Brunswick. Sadly, it was high tide when we arrived, so we couldn't walk on the ocean floor. But even then, seeing the powerful tides in those massive rock formations was still an incredible experience. After exploring New Brunswick, we made our way to Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, to start our journey along the scenic Cabot Trail. On our way, we stopped for ice cream at Mr. Chicken, a perfect little treat before heading to Mquisaptuk Campground, where we spent our second night camping right near the ocean, falling asleep to the soothing sound of the waves. The next day, we continued our Cabot Trail adventure. We had hoped to hike the famous Skyline Trail, but it was full at the time, so we hiked to Gypsum Lake instead, and made a quick scenic stop at Green Cove. Every turn along the trail offered another unforgettable view. After finishing our Cabot Trail adventure, we drove to the city and spent our third night at our Airbnb. On day 4, we started the morning at Halifax Seaport Farmers Market to grab breakfast and enjoy the lively atmosphere. Afterward, we had lunch at our friend's house, and he showed us around his neighborhood, including the charming Fisherman's Cove full of colorful houses and waterfront views. Late in the afternoon, we visited the iconic Peggy's Cove Lighthouse. The crashing waves and classic lighthouse made it a picture-perfect moment, definitely one of the highlights of our trip. On the same day, we crossed into Prince Edward Island and spent our night at our Airbnb. It was a tiny house, but we had a good night's sleep, especially since it was pet-friendly, which made our stay even more comfortable. On our last day of the trip, our first stops were Cove Head Lighthouse and Cavendish Beach, followed by a peaceful walk at Thunder Cove, a serene spot with soft sand, rugged cliffs, and gentle waves lapping the shore. We also visited the Anne of Green Gables Museum, and of course, our trip wouldn't be complete without a lobster roll. So we drove to Charlottetown to grab the cheapest one on the island, and then made a quick stop at Confederation Bridge before wrapping up our East Coast adventure. And that's all it. Thank you so much for joining us on our East Coast journey. I hope you enjoyed coming along, and I can't wait to share more travels with you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.